We're back with another video. I'm gonna tell another story because this is story time with Shane. This story is about a fella we went to school with, man, for years, until I moved away. His name's Keith. Keith was a good dude, man. He was like one of those few guys. Dude was funny as all get out. So basically, this story is about a game, what our school called Battle Ball. Now, Battle Ball was a ruthless game, man. This was like dodgeball to next level. Like, the only way to win was basically one person winning, and that was the last man standing. The only difference between this and dodgeball was when they threw the ball, and the opponent threw the ball, you could actually catch it and that person was out. So it kind of sucked because some of these guys were good at catching this ball no matter how hard you threw it. And so my ass was out all the time. Pretty quick. And I'm going to explain why. So let's get back to Keith and this game. Now, Keith, for his size in elementary school, he was a big dude, to a lot of us. Now, he was one of the softest, kindest dudes that you'd ever known, but nonetheless, he was a big dude for his size during that time. Now, Keith was notorious for hurling that ball at speeds that were ridiculous. So, let's just put it this way, I wasn't one of the coolest kids in the school. I brought a lot of that on myself, and we'll get into that in another story, because that's hilarious in its own right. But anyway, now Keith, like I said, was notorious for throwing the hell out of that ball, man. I'd seen Keith knock people off their feet with the speed and force behind. This is a rubber fucking ball, like this big. This dude throws that shit and knocks people off their feet in elementary school. So, needless to say, anytime Keith was on the opposite team, I tried to get out as fast as possible. Like, when I'd pick the smallest girl, and I'd let that ball just skim right past me and get me out, because I wasn't finna let that dude knock the shit out of me. No, sir. But I'll tell you what, this one time, Keith was on the opposing team, and I can't remember who else it was, but he got my ass before I could get out, and I tried my damnedest to get out. Nobody throw that fucking ball at me, man. But Keith did, and I tell you, he threw that ball so fucking hard, dude. That ball hit me. I couldn't have gotten hit any more perfect in the face. I mean, it swallowed my face. I felt that ball wrap around my head and touch my ears, yo. That's how hard it hit. It sunk into my face and touched my eyeballs, by the way. I felt that shit touch my eyeballs. And so of course I'm out, and I'm just like, yo, to this day, I'll never forget how fucking hard that ball hit me in the face. I didn't cry. I just want to put that out there. I didn't cry. Like some of them other folks Keith knocked the shit off of their feet, by the way. Motherfuckers just laying out and shit. Run back to the teacher and crying. And, but that was his thing, man. He would just do that. And that, you could see like a sign of joy when it came to Keith busting people like that, just hitting them, because he would just get so tickled with himself. And he had a cousin named Tyrone. Now Tyrone was just as lethal with that ball, and he was like 4 feet tall, maybe at that time. Maybe shorter than that, because it was elementary school. We're just going with a number. But today, Tyrone is probably just as tall as he was in elementary school, because he was a short dude. And but he was just as lethal, man. And there was like a handful of guys you just did not want to get hit by. Bond was one of them. Who else? Man, if you went to school with me, you knew when these guys were on the other side, shit was about to get real. But thank you for tuning in, checking me out. I'm gonna get off here, and I'll catch you later.